All right, thank you for being here with us. And most especially, I'd like to thank Lade Jalabi for taking time out to be with me here on the newspaper review. The conversation is here. Let's begin to look at what we have in the offing, what we have right on set for you today. And we definitely will be coming down home at this point in time, looking at the Osun local government primary election fight. There's this policy that they're saying that there is a fight for candidacy which is threatening the peace within the People's Democratic Party. How true is this? Is there a fight? Are there impositions by Mr. Governor or those at the helm of affairs that this has to be the candidate who should be presented for the forthcoming local government elections coming up February in our dear state of Osun State? Joining me live on set this morning, it's my delight to have the Senior Special Assistant on Media to the Governor of Osun State. It's my delight to welcome Honorable Oladele Bamiji, the one we love to call HOB. HOB, good morning to you.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning. Good morning, Nigerians. Again, thanks for having me.
Welcome back. This is home, so I'll say welcome back home again.
Thank you.
Well done. Let's get down to the business of the morning. There's been this allegations that people in the higher realm are looking forward to imposing candidates as chairman for the local government election in Osun State, which people saying this is destroying the image, is tearing the party, the People's Democratic Party, apart at this point in time.
Yes.
Is that true?
Thank you very much, and I want to greet the people of Osun State. On behalf, in line with your question, on behalf of our party chairman, Honorable Tunde Idowu, who have been steering the ship of our party very, very, very well. Let me establish something here. First of all, that in politics, especially a truly democratic party like the PDP, you don't expect calmness or political decorum, the word mine, all the time, especially in an election season. Local government election, the forthcoming one in Osun State inclusive. We are built to have our primaries on the 17th and 19th, as outlined by the party. So ultimately, what is about to happen, or what will happen definitely, is, in my own word, the primaries, stepping down one ambition for another one. It is just the ultimate summary. You go to the field, you go to even the general election, one ambition have to be stepped down for another. And political parties is a congregation of ambition. So when people now begin to see possibility of, okay, me, HOB, with the way things are going, am I going to have it my way? People tend to begin to read the political map in their grassroots, within their domain, and instead of doing the normal thing, begin to canvass more. If you think you have not been able to muster enough strength to pull your way through, instead of doing that, yes, they will now begin to dramatize. Whether they're about to do some mojoro for me, they're about to injure me politically, this and that. No. Especially in our own PDP, the chairman in our the stakeholder meeting held with the leader of the party, His Excellency Asiwaju Ademola Adeleke, chairing last week, the party had made it clear to everyone to go back to their respective local government and the 332 electoral wards in Osun State to go and canvass based on their strength. go and convince the party men and women that we elect the councillorship candidates and the 3 ad hoc delegates that we elect the chairmanship candidates on the 19th of this month, just some days away.
Yeah,
that has been our own practice. It has been our own DNA as a political party.
Okay.
But like I mentioned, because politics is a game of ambition. People feel that, oh, Sunday Bishi should be able to help me. He knows what I've done in this party, this and that. Whereas, there are so many forces making up the party, especially when it comes to ambition. No, people will say there's nothing like ladder or politics is all about ladder and all that. That it is all about my own ambition too. You understand? So there is it, but basically, in politics, like I started this conversation, it's not a kind of church or mosque where you expect some absolute silence, absolute decorum, especially during electioneering. From here to America, from America to London to everywhere, especially during primaries, in-house activities like this. The people will call themselves names. It happens in the Democratic Party in the U.S. It happened in the Republican Party in the U.S. and other in the Labour, the Conservative, in the United Kingdom and all that. Well, it is time for ripples, and there's just nothing you can do about that in any political setting.
HOB, the position of the executive governor of Osun State, Asiwaju, Senator Dr. Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke, is for this set of people to go to their different local governments,
yes,
and canvass for votes.
Yes.
And are you saying the governor has hands off? He doesn't have any anointed candidate concerning this?
No, this is politics. That is our governor for you. It is possible for him. As we used to have in other climes of our political terrain in Nigeria, but
he has his own anointed candidates.
No, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Our own setup as PDP, we are not used to that. It is possible for the let's say we are talking of APC and other local government political parties now. The governor can just sit with the chairman and say, oh yeah, look at Borikpe local government, look at Boluwaduro, look at the North, the South, Egbedore, and what have you. And let's see who are the pliable candidates. Let's compile and send out. It will be very, very difficult for anybody to antagonize because it is the governor's list. But we don't do that in the PDP, and that is what the governor today, that is the party is doing. That no, every politics is local. If you know you are popular, go back, go to your people, go and canvass. This is an open contest. Go and canvass within your territory, and if you are good enough to go, congratulations. If you are not that good to go, there will always be another time. But perhaps some people were like expecting what you are saying. That's why not? The guy I'm a friend to the governor. He should be able to use his position to assist me. He should be able to use some Viat-like powers to install me there as the candidate of the party. At least as the party to beat in Osun State today. So why can't you look at me in the face and say, okay, you go and be there? But our party will not do that. It has always been like that. Even during governorship election, some people will say, why is the PDP? Why are the PDP stalwart doing this to themselves? Why can't they go to one room and sort things out and just pick out somebody to be their candidate? No. Don't be surprised. Maybe tomorrow now somebody may say, I want to contest for the governorship election with our dear governor, our performing governor today. It's just been a PDP to the core. It's just been a PDP baby. You know, it has always been like that. So the governor is not as if he's handsing off. The only thing he has done is that he warned, as the leader of the party, that nobody must take laws into his or her hands. The process must be devoid of any form of violence. Because we are the ruling party, we are the mirror, we are at the center stage for everyone. People are looking at us. Please go and make it peaceful in your local government or the 332 electoral wards. So for us, the governor is not a domineering personality.
All right.
He will not force himself on anyone, because if he force himself, say on Oshogbo, go and put this person, he's forcing himself on them, and that is not the intendment of democracy on its own.
The primaries is just a few days from now. Are we looking at a direct or indirect primaries?
Yes, we have guidelines already rolled out.
Okay.
Yes, the party members within the electoral wards, in my own local government, in my own ward now, Ward 10, in Egbeda local government, for instance, we go to Okini, which happens to be the headquarters of our own ward.
All right.
The party registered members will elect the councillorship candidate for the party in that ward, and that is applicable to all the wards across the state. And there and then two delegates, 3 ad hoc delegates that we elect, chairmanship candidate for the party, will also be conducted on the same day. And they in turn, those 3 ad hoc delegates will now in turn go to the field on the 19th to elect the chairmanship candidate for the party. That is the process in our party, very so clean and clear. We are even used to it. It's just like we are just dusting the papers. Let's just pick it up and go through it again. It's nothing to worry about. We have a process that is, I believe, being emulated by some other political parties that are not even used to democratic principles. PDP has always been the pace setter in Nigeria as far as democratic principles is concerned.
It will be this internal wranglings. How soon do you think this will be quashed? And don't you see this as destabilizing the party, as this election is just around the corner? 2026 is not too far away from here. How are we looking at sorting out this internal wranglings?
Yes, it is time for internal wrangling, like I mentioned. If you as a journalist in the state, you don't get to hear about internal wrangling at this time, something is wrong. That is imposition at its peak. And it is eventually more detrimental to the soul of the party, any political party, than the immediate gain you may want to achieve in imposing candidates. It will not work. These internal wranglings, by the time we follow the laid-down criteria, the laid-down rules, as enshrined in the Constitution of our party, the Electoral Act, and the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The wranglings you are talking about will die a natural death. Because, yes, everybody will see that what people will later sit back and know that there wouldn't have been nothing I could do to beat this fellow that eventually won the ticket. People know themselves. People know their strength. We know our strength within the grassroots. This is a grassroots election. People know who they love. Even if you say it is the leaders that come together to say, okay, within those wards and local government, it is better for us to go for this one. The leaders are also just people with 1 vote each. If you say you have 10 leaders in a particular electoral ward or local government, and they feel like, it is better, let's go for Mr. A, and like 8 of them are saying that, let's go back to our people back at home and preach to them. It is better for us as a political party for this reason, for this also calculation, either for zoning arrangements in such particular area, or the history on those electoral ward or local government. This is what we have done in the past. Let's look at it this way this time around. Some of our guys who are just coming up today, they may not even be privy to all these histories.
Yes, please.
That is why we have leaders. They will not tell you, in 1989, in 2000 and all that, this is what we have. Then this is what we have now. It now pays off better on the threshold of justice and fairness. Let us go for this. Let us go for this particular locality or settlement within the local government or electoral ward. Many of our young girls may not be privy to all that, and that is why we call those babas and mamas our leaders. So these are some of the factors that impact on the choice of the candidates. So, and this is what we carry to the field. And if anybody else, any other person also now have divergent opinion, yes, you can bring it to the field too. Pull your way through with the weight of how many constitutional delegates you are able to pull. In this case, in the case of the councillorship election, their own is even more tedious because you have to be popular among party members. It is the registered party members that we elect our councillorship candidates. Whereas those members also will elect the 3 ad hoc delegates that will in turn elect the chairmanship candidates. So you have to be popular within your territory, within your area. You don't just have to be territorial in your brain alone. You have to be territorial in popularity. You have to be acceptable to your people. If all you think is that, yes, I'm very close to the governor, I'm very close to the chairman, so I'm popular. How popular are you at home? This is the time to do the test case.
HOB, there has been calls for the OSEC chairman, whom people believe is a member of the ruling party, the PDP, to step aside. Does this apply to your party as well?
No. As we speak, Barrister Hashim, holding forth as the OSEC chairman in Osun State, is not a member of our party. You can bet you may, sir, even if Mr. Governor, as a Constitution of Nigeria permits him, had appointed Soko Tajuddin Lawal, the chairman of APC in Osun State, as the chairman of OSEC. Some people will still have some whoos and cries to make. That, yes, perhaps it has brought over the Soko Tajuddin Lawal. One thing that is sacrosanct in this is that someone from Osun State will have to be appointed as the chairman of OSEC. And with the kind of politics we play around this in this part of the world, people will always have issues, just as it happens with the INEC. When the president appoints electoral commissioners across the states, there have been instances too that the president was appointing his party members as electoral commissioners, national electoral commissioners, or even the INEC chairman. It has always been alleged that the president will always appoint those that are viewed or deemed as sympathetic to the cause of APC and all that. So that our case is not different here. So no matter who the governor choose to appoint, either Barrister Ansin, either whoever, even if the governor is empowered to do that. And yes, because Barrister Ansin has has been a legal luminary, so to speak. He has represented the cause of the PDP in several court cases. Yes, he might have associated one way or the other with the PDP in the past. But immediately he got appointed, or before he got appointed as chairman of OSEC, every other thing has been recused. He has recused himself from all that, resigning where possible, formally, and making sure he has assured us stakeholders that I'm here to do my job. I'm a stakeholder in Osun State. That is the essence. That is the main essence. That, yes, Mr. Governor has reposed the confidence in me to do a job. And while we do it with fairness, with the fear of God, and the overall interest of Osun State. Mark my word, it might not have been Asin. Someone else would have been appointed. The same allegations will still come up. That is the truth. Whoever might have been appointed, even if, even APC chairman, if he is appointed, his members will say, oh, Soko Otidale. That means he has been bought over. We are still as crude as that, because somebody from Osun State just have to be appointed. Even if you think the person is coming from the academic world, the person is coming from the legal industry or what have you, people will still talk. But Mr. Asim today has a job to do for the betterment of Osun State, for the good of all. It is better we jettison all other trajectories and give him our support to deliver, as he has promised, one of the best local government election we have ever witnessed in Osun State, even in Nigeria. So that should be the fulcrum. That should be our focus, as far as I'm concerned for now. But Mr. Asim is an institution on his own, and is also building himself. He has a name to protect. He's an ambassador of his family, of his own domain too, from fellow local government. He knows what he has on his hands, and he has been promising, has been communicating with all political parties under the umbrella of IPAC in the state. His intentions, it is left for us all to believe him and give him support. Go and do what you are supposed to do as a political party to win election.
HOB, local government elections in Nigeria is always won mostly by the ruling party in that state, just like it's been touted. Should this be, as it's been touted, as not a fair way to go? Is this right?
The reason is not far-fetched, my brother. When you are not the ruling party in the state, people tend to be weighed down. That is the simple truth. Members of the party will feel that, after all, it is not our governor that is there. Local governments, administrators or chairmen of local government will be holding meetings with the executive governor of the state, who will chair such meeting. And the executive governor in this wise is not from their party. So I can bet you it is an unwritten law in the heart of politicians that many of opposing party members won't mind to come out. They wouldn't mind to come out because they believe that what is the essence? That is the same. It's not as if there is anything to it. But because people, opposing parties are not always enthusiastic to come out to do their job. I call it their job because election is the job of everyone. That is the simple truth. So the other demography of electioneering, like the voting populace, because politicians, we are just too few. When they come out, you can bet me that majority will still vote for the party in power in those states. That is what it's not anything to, there's nothing to eat. Even in a larger scale, if whenever a president is elected, as we have in our electioneering process in Nigeria, when a president emerges, the propensity is there that more governors of his party will win their respective states. It has always been, it is a natural thing in the heart of an average African that, what is the essence? This man has won. Even if my governor, if I go out to elect a governor in my state, it will still be the one dictating the pace of economy in Nigeria. Everything is still down to him as the president of Nigeria. You have so many people feeling so downcast like that. So the thing dovetail down the line like that, even to the local government election, there's no magic to it. There's nothing sinister about it. Nothing that other than the fact that no, it is not our party that is in power. Why do we worry ourselves? But I hope this time around with the Supreme Court, this and that, I hope people will be energized now to come out and test their popularity.
Because that's just where my next question wants to go to, the local government autonomy that has just been put down by the Supreme Court. Now, can the local government hold forth and be diligent in their duties? Can they fund payments of teachers and everything around their domain where it concerns them? Because people are looking at it that it is not an opportunity for the local government chairman to eat the fruit of their labor now.
That is a question pregnant or loaded with meaning. A lot of trajectories there. I'm not the state governor now, but I can tell you for free that what we have going on for us before across the state in Nigeria is that even some states, we have to bail out some of their local governments based on the economic trajectory concerning those local governments. What we are doing, what we have up to now is the past census. The way the VAC allocations and all that, it is based mainly on the past census we have done since 1990 something or so, and I believe our population has exploded sporadically since then, but nothing has been done. So what you think is workable in Osogbo local government, for instance, in 10 years ago, may not be that applicable today. I hope that this autonomy of 18 will not be a kind of devil in the tea for us, because so many things the governors were like also just trying to make sure that their state stays afloat. Yes, 300 million, 200 plus million. Let each of those local governments take out the salaries of primary school teachers, local government workers, local government health workers, and the political class in those local governments. I don't know if there will be anything anything left to develop such local government.
So how will the local government develop when we have challenges?
Yes, there will always be a way around it. This is Nigeria. I was reading yesterday that perhaps the federal government, in another wisdom, has suspended the application of the judgment or what have you. These are the things that I feel must have come up earlier, even before going to court. Some of the decisions taken by the present federal government, led by our Baba, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, should have been preceded. by adequate consultation with the relevant stakeholders before you just take all these steps. Stemming from the fuel subsidy removal, the deregulation of the naira, the electricity subsidy removal, all in one full stretch, full swoop like that on an economy that you don't even have the rail system working properly, the electricity distribution working properly, and all that, because the other countries will copy in the fuel subsidy removal of a thing. They have all their economic factors, economic indices working for the people. So for us as a developing nation, that we are still as Nigeria, so are we looking at our own deficiency before we begin to copy the activities of some other countries who have in some countries? I don't need to come to your station this morning with my car. I don't need fuel unless I have some luxuries to burn on my own. I don't need it. Electricity is running. If I have a business that is based on power supply, I don't have any problem. So don't let me digress too much, but I hope the judgment, I hope it works for us. I pray.
You have a bit of disagreement.
Yes, I'm a bit pessimistic about this because I know what is happening. I know that most of the population the local government have to do with now is much more than what the VAC allocation is premised on. The teachers in those days, let's say we have 100 teachers in Osogbo local government. In those days when the census was conducted, we may have like 300, 400, 500 as we speak. Because we have not conducted another census to deal with that. And that is the basis on which the federal wealth, if I can say that, is being distributed. We are not taking a look at our present realities as a state, as a nation. What we have obtainable then, what we have now. The judgment it's like, this is sweet to the hearings of the public. Let's do it. They just did it like that, without even thinking of possible repercussion. If care is not taken, we may, in a very short while, we may begin to see some hues and cries in this local government. I pray it doesn't happen like that. The governors, we just have to speak to the president, and nationally, they just have to. There should be a solution to it. If you know how to eat this thing, you should be able to take care of the poisonous ingredients in it. The poisonous ingredient in this is that most of these local governments are not what they used to be in the past. Even in 2018, in 2014 and all that, they are not the same thing as we speak. The migration system and all that has changed.
But how is Osun State government planning and putting in place structures to support and probably fund the local government when we now have substantive chairmen come February?
Yeah, there will always be a way out. Most of the states in Nigeria depends heavily on the federal government allocation.
Exactly.
Don't let us forget that.
Exactly.
Until we are able to diversify our economy, which is not going to happen in a jiffy. It's not going to happen just one day. It is a systemic approach. So Osun State is not also excluded in the dialogue going on at the federal level today. The magic is not going to be sudden anywhere. But Osun State is Osun State. We have a man at the saddle with the overall interest of the populace at heart. And the elements that will be governing the local government are also either in the PDP, APC, or what have you. They are also expected to be people from Osun State. And it is their duty to make sure that the governance at that level, at the grassroots, goes on very well, and nothing goes amiss. as dialogue is going on at the federal, I believe His Excellency is also preparing to meet when the election is conducted, to meet with the chairman and roll out his vision again for them. Nobody to see the present opportunity as an avenue to enrich himself and begin to do just anyhow. What we have a state to turn around from the mess of the past. This is a state that is heavily indebted on virtually nothing. We have to clear all that to pave the way for us. As we speak, the local government allocation that was used to borrow heavy amounts of billions in the past, the state is still servicing it. And these are other factors that is even peculiar to our own state. Even when this allocation comes, yes, the thing is being deducted on the fact distribution or allocation of the state. Now, perhaps it has to be spread down to all the 30 local government and the area office, and that will be another burden. So we just have to find a way around it as a family. Osun State is a family, and I believe we must be able to know how to take care of our family members.
Right. HOB, because of the want of time, and this will be my last question here. Let's just come back to the, what's it called? The elections, the local government elections coming up very shortly next year, and the bit of challenges that is ongoing here within the party, the candidates, what have you. You're assuring us at this point, we're not looking at having imposition. Everybody goes to the field to show their territorial powers out there once again before we go.
Yes, by this time, on the 19th, we would have been on the verge of having a full dose of candidates. On the 17th, the councillorship candidate must have emerged. On the 19th, the chairmanship candidate will follow. Imposition is not, I repeat, is not in our own DNA in the PDP. We are not used to that. We are a truly democratic party. Yes, people will continue to raise eyebrows because perhaps they fall short of meeting the criteria of people electing them. And that is even why you see some people, it's not just within the local government election alone, even in the state governorship election, as clean, as clear the last governorship election in 2022 seemed to be in Osun State. Former Governor Oladele still went to court. Even when it was clear that this election is too clear, he still went to court. It tells you the mindset of what we have in this part of the world. So you always see hues and cries, protestations here and there. But we have a system in place. There is an appeal committee led by our chairman, Honorable Sunday Bisi, who will sit to look into the grievances of anyone, either the councillorship aspirants or chairmanship aspirant. They will bring their petitions, their protestations to the state secretariat of our party. They will submit it, and everybody will be treated as equal as far as those protestations may be concerned. And where there are merits, yes, the party will look into it as laid down, as outlined by the rules and guidelines towards the election.
Honorable Oladele Bamiji is the Senior Special Assistant to the Executive Governor of Osun State and Media. I would like to thank you most sincerely for taking time out once again and giving proper clarification concerning the candidacy of the local government election, which is billed to come up here in our dear state February next year. Thank you indeed, and we say well done to you out there.
Thank you always for having me. Good morning.
And at this point, that will be the size of the show for today. Hey, we'll be back again tomorrow on another edition of the program. Thanking you most sincerely and to the entire transmission and broadcast team for this beautiful midweek edition. Tunde Idowu is my name. Stay blessed and let's do the needful. Bye for now.